Can we look at this Van Jones interview just really quick, y'all? Because I ain't gonna cap. It's weird. His reaction to Biden dropping out is some of the weirdest shit. And it ain't, we know it ain't just been this most recent reaction. His reaction to all this has been a little bit peculiar. And I've been saying, like, Van Jones, his wife is probably gonna make sure that Van is kept far away from Biden, because he didn't call him a lovely man. He didn't say he loved him about 30 times on air. And this interview that he did on CNN after is the weirdest interview from Van since the debate. I'll pull this up for y'all, because I had to suffer it, so you know the rules. You got to suffer it too.
Even people who are pushing for this to happen, it's kind of like when your grandpa, you got to take the keys, and everybody, you got to take his keys, you got to take his keys, you got to, and he's fighting, and everybody's so frustrated, and then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry, because this is somebody that you love, this is somebody that you care about, this is somebody who was there for you, this is somebody you wouldn't be here without him, and you have to take something from him. Now, this is not, look, this politics is politics, but this is a human moment for one of the great humans in America. This is a huge moment for him, for his family, for all of us who love him, for all of us who wanted him to get across the finish line. But if you're a young person watching this, this is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first, and put the party first, and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us. And so I just want to say, I don't know who's going to be the VP, the non-VP. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes. We finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy. You did the right thing for this country. You did the right thing for this party. All of us are going to be in this situation someday. And I hope that we take a moment to honor this man and to love this man. I love Joe Biden.
Yeah. Malcolm X is rolling over in his goddamn grave right now. I haven't seen Louis Farrakhan's reaction to this, but I can only imagine. He probably can't even react to it. He get kicked off the internet. I cannot. First of all, let's just go ahead and talk about the obvious thing that he said. I don't know nothing about politics. Hold the fuck up, sir. You are a political analyst who gets paid millions of dollars a year to talk about politics. What do you mean you don't know anything about politics? I think that first of all needs some clarification. We need to clarify what the hell you meant by that, Van. Because I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious you don't know anything about politics, but for you to come out and be like, hey, I'm kind of totally disqualified to even have this conversation or this job, really. But I love some Joe Biden. First, where I'm from, you don't disqualify yourself before you fucking finish the interview. Second of all, why the hell do you keep saying how much you love this man? It's giving Uncle Ruckus vibes. It's giving Samuel L. Jackson from Django. That's what it's giving right now. For you to be like, I just love this man so much. Oh, master. Miss your candy. Miss your candy. What the bro? Okay, look. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only thing I can think of to make, because okay. I don't like to insult men for being emotional, I don't like to insult men for showing their emotions. There's nothing wrong with that. However, there's a difference between showing emotion and being emotional, and especially when you're being emotional when a situation does not call for it. This is a situation where he is being overly emotional. He has been overly emotional for weeks now, and the situation does not match his reaction. So the only thing that I can think of is that Van Jones has something personal in his life that he's experiencing, and it reminds him of what's happening with Joe Biden at the moment. That's the only thing that I can think of that would elicit this man almost crying on air talking about Joe Biden dropping out the race. Because if that's the case, I can understand that. For real. I can genuinely, like, maybe it's too close, it hits too close to home, right? I can, like, because I mean, I remember whenever we had to stop letting my grandma drive, for example. We never got to any of that stuff with my grandpa, but my grandma, when we had to stop letting her do certain things, it was sad, right? Because you do see her as an authority figure, matriarch. You know, you're so used to her being able to handle her business, and whenever I would see situations that would remind me of that, it would make me sad. So that's the only thing that I can think of. Because and I don't know why, I do not know why he keeps saying he loves this man. He keeps talking about how that I do believe him when he says that the Democrats are going to embrace him. I do believe that he's like, Biden's not even going to have 10 minutes to talk because people are going to be embracing him, celebrating him, cheering him on, applauding him. I believe that. I do believe that 100%. And that's the fucking problem, Van. That is the problem, Van. That is why Niko, up until officially today, where I had to retire, Joe Biden hates black people because he's no longer the president. I mean, shit, like literally, I don't believe he's the president anymore at this point. I believe that pretty much calm as the de facto president. So, but that's why up until this point, I had to have the name Joe Biden hates black people. Joe Biden hates black people because I needed people to see the name and be like, hold on, what? Why would he say that? And do their own research. Because it isn't just that Joe Biden hates black people. It is the effort that the Democratic Party put behind him to assist him in his efforts to pass legislation that disproportionately affected black people. And how the Congressional Black Caucus tap dance for him. And how black political commentators like yourself tap dance for him. And how y'all just always seem to forget to mention this man is not a segregationist nominally. Like, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say he's a segregationist. I'm talking fucking literally. He is literally a segregationist. He literally said he didn't want his kids living in a racial jungle. He uses flowery vocabulary and rhetoric to describe his segregationism. And we know the Democratic Party not only does not care, but has actively participated in helping Joe Biden.
I appreciate what he's done, and a lot of people are heartbroken today.
So, of course, when the time comes in a month, well, August, 18th or 19th, of course they're going to celebrate him. Of course they're going to give him a standing ovation. Of course, coons like yourself are going to sit there and put on your best tap dancing shoes for him. That's why y'all keep getting y'all asses whooped. That's why y'all are losers. That's why y'all are going to lose again. Because you'll sit there and call Donald Trump the racist. You'll sit there and pretend like it's only the Republican Party who has racists in it. And then y'all will sit there and give a standing ovation for a segregationist. Oh, my bad. Segregationist who sexually assaulted Tara Reid. Oh, and most likely his granddaughter, or his daughter, excuse me, who kind of like disappeared after. Was it his granddaughter or his daughter? His granddaughter or daughter, one of the two. I want to say it was his daughter, though. A sex pest. He's a segregationist sex pest who didn't want his kids living in a racial jungle. Oh, who funded the genocide. Sorry. Oh, and also facilitated the extermination of multiple generations of Ukrainian. But hey, decent human being. It's so embarrassing, bro. It's, you know how exhausting it is to have to explain to people, like, because I criticize Joe Biden, everybody assumes that I'm voting for Trump, even though I criticize Trump too. So, but the reason why they get mad and assume that and jump to that conclusion is because of what? Because I'm black. So they are just like, wow, whoa, hold on, sir, you have a problem with a Democratic candidate? That must mean you, like Ice Cube, are going to vote for Joe Biden. Or, excuse me, that you, like Ice Cube, are going to vote for Donald Trump. And no, neither of us said that. We're just acknowledging the reality that both parties have done shit for black people. Nothing. And both parties, in some way, form, or fashion, whether it be at the federal level or or at the state and local levels, have systematically shit on black people. And I'm not going to forget that because you try to pretend like one man is more racist than the other man. Like I've said time and time again, outside of maybe Obama, and that is a big ass maybe because we don't know really what team he's playing for at this point. We know what team he says he's playing for. And I mean it in both ways. But outside of Obama, because like, on account of his race, you trying to tell black people it's a vote between a racist and a racist. Okay, and this is new somehow because of what exactly? That party is not going to do anything for you versus the party that says they're going to do stuff for us and then doesn't. And this is once again new because how is this a new election then? How are there, how are the new consequences that I'm supposed to be fearful of? You're telling me that it's the same as before. So maybe that means I should do something different then. That's just me though. Like, damn, bro. I'm not even asking for reparations would be nice. I'm not even sure I would qualify for it, but hey, reparations would be nice for the people that deserve it. But I'm not even talking about that. Can you just not actively sabotage black people? Can you just not be shitty? Can you just like not nominate a segregationist or somebody who has a history of passing policies that disproportionately affect black people? Can you do the bare minimum? You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll argue in courts and handle it that way if we got to handle it that way when it comes to things like reparations or specific policies regarding black people. We'll handle it through courts if we had. But can you do the bare minimum and not put up a segregationist? And they said, no, not only are we going to put up a segregationist, but we're going to give him a fucking round of applause.